Welcome back to Dirty Water, Coins and Collectibles. Today we have a quarter hunt. I went to two different banks this morning before work. One bank had $100 worth of quarters. They were all Loomis. The other bank had a box, and the box is NF String & Son. So I'm kind of excited. Most of the NF String & Son boxes with half dollars are what I find silver in. And I'm not saying that's going to be the case here, but I don't get to hunt NF String Son boxes too often, so it's just different. Maybe we'll get some luck, maybe we won't, who knows, but it's just something different, which is exciting. I'm going to hunt these first 10 rolls, and then we'll get into the box. If I find enough stuff in the first 5, I'll bring you in for it. If I don't, I'll do the 10, bring you in for those. If I have something obvious in a roll, like a silver, I'll bring you in for that, or a foreign. But enough talking, let's get to hunting. We got roll 1, nothing obvious. All right, see you in a second. All right, went through the first 5 rolls. We got 2 bicentennials, 1 Philly, 1 Denver. I pulled aside 2 pictured rocks just because I like this design. I think that's a really cool looking coin. I have a couple of low mintage ones. A 2009 American Samoa, 2011 Chickasaw, 2010 Yellowstone. And I did pull aside 2 Salt River Bays. And one of them has a slight DDO to it, so I think this is the one that's regular. Let me see. Okay, so if you pay attention to the G and the O more specifically, you can see how rounded it is. Now when I show you this one, you can see how much more oval it is. So on the inside it kind of has like that football shape to it, and it's thicker out here and out here, and the G is thicker out here. So this is a minor DDO. I did look to see if Liberty was thicker at all, and it doesn't really appear to be. I don't see anything else around here, but that's definitely thicker, so I'm going to hold that one aside. All right, let's get into the next 5. Bring you in with any finds. All right, those next 5 rolls gave us 2 more bicentennials, 2 more pictured rocks, some lower mintage, Puerto Rico 2009. Let me see what the mints are on these. Denver. We have a Yosemite 2010, Philly, and an Acadia 2012 out of Philly. I think the Acadia one is the lowest mintage, the hardest one to find. I did get this 1982, looks like out of Philly, 1982 out of Philly, and I was looking for the Spitting Eagle, but you can see on the eagle's wing this large die chip right here. So that's kind of cool. We'll hold this one aside. Let's see anything else on here. All right, let's get into the box. We got NF String & Sons coming, which is kind of exciting. Again, it may not amount to anything, but again, it's different. I'm going to hunt the first 5 rolls. I'll bring you in with the finds. First 10 rolls of the box, we have 3 bicentennials. First 2 are Philly. The last one is Denver. I have another pictured rocks. And then our low mintage, we have a 2009 Puerto Rico, 2011 Chickasaw, 2011 Glacier, 2012 Denali, and a 2012 Hawaii Volcanoes. Let's get into the next 5 rolls, if not 10. I'll bring you in if I find anything worth bringing you in for. See you in a second. All right, I'm on roll number 19, flipping through coins, and I have a Crossing the Delaware under the scope. Check that out. We've never found this one before. I know it's not the best one, and the one you want goes all the way over here. Looks like a hamburger on his head, but this is a great find. That's awesome. All right, let's put this one aside. It's got some feeder finger lines in there. Sweet. That's definitely an awesome find. All right, let's keep going. I'll bring you in if I find anything else that's cool. The next 10 rolls, we have 6 bicentennials. A lot of bicentennials. Our lower mintage, Puerto Rico 09, American Samoa. Let's see what the mint marks. Denver, American Samoa, Philly, Virgin Islands, Philly, Chaco Culture. I already know that's a Philly. Sorry, Nate. Yeah, we'll just show you. Philly. And I have another Pictured Rocks. We have the massive die chip. Not massive, but large die chip. And that's definitely worth more than silver. And don't get me wrong, I want to find a silver and a W, but that's a great find. And I do have the Hopper's Ferry with the DDR. You can see right there in the windows. So that's a cool find. Let's get into the next 10 rolls. Bring in if we find anything cool. All right, hunted those next 10 rolls. We did get some cool finds. I got 2 more bicentennials, Philly and a Denver. I have 2009 DC out of Philly, 2011 Vicksburg out of Philly, a Mount Hood out of Philly. Sorry, Nate. 2012 Chaco Culture out of Philly. This really nice 1984 Philly. It looked like it just came out of a mint set. That thing's beautiful. And then I have some scope coins here. So this one I have is an In God We Rust. Really beat up. Probably won't be keeping this coin, but you can see the T and G is almost missing. That T is pretty much gone. So there's one. I have a Hopper's Ferry with doubling in the windows. We have a 2005 Minnesota with extra tree, which is very small, but that's what they call it, an extra tree. I have this 1973, which like the whole thing looks to be struck through grease. Very weak up in here. The T and Y are just about missing. And in the same spot on the reverse, the L's are almost missing. But that looks like a grease strike to me. I don't think it's a deteriorated die, but I could be wrong. I'm going to go with grease strike. If somebody wants to chime in to say otherwise, please let me know. Nice little die crack there. And then the find of this group, I have a 2020 This is Tall Grass Prairie. You can see feeder fingers and a strike through right there. And I have found some on these that are enormous. It looks like a fireball. Kind of starts a ball in here and it kind of looks like flames coming up here. So that's an awesome find. So that's Tall Grass Prairie. Alright, let's get into the next 10. Alright, those next 10 rolls, we had 4 more bicentennials. No DDOs. No die clash on these. I have another pictured rocks. I'm lucky to normally find one of these in a box. Then our lower mintage, 2009 Virgin Islands, Philly, 2011 Vicksburg, Philly, 2011 Olympic, Philly, 2012 Hawaii Volcanoes, Philly, and another Chaco Culture out of Philly. Alright, let's get into these last 10 rolls. Will we find silver or a W? The odds are highly against us, but it only takes one roll. See you in a second. Just cracked open roll 45, flattened it out, and we have a very rough proof. But it's a proof nonetheless. It's 1973 S. And then right behind that, we have an American Memorial Park. I have never found a W in a roll or the DDO. So we have a Philly and no DDO. Alright, let's keep going. I'll bring you back if I find something. Alright, roll 50. I just flattened it out and that coin is really shiny. So it could be a proof. Let's take a look. Come on. Looks like a proof. $1969S. Sweet. Nice. It's in decent shape. Not great cameo, but a few scratches there. Reverse has some cameo to it. I'm not seeing any doubling, unfortunately. Hey, that's a nice looking coin. All right. Let me keep going. I'll bring you in if I find anything. There is no silver, but maybe a W or another cool era. And I'll see you in a second. Alright, those last 10 rolls were hunted. We have 7 bicentennials. We had 2 out of Denver and 5 out of Philly. I had 1 more pictured rocks. Again, I just like the design. That's the only reason why I pulled it. Our lower mintage, 2009 Mariana Islands, Philly, 2009 Puerto Rico, Denver, and a Puerto Rico, Denver, Yosemite, 2010, Philly, Gettysburg, 2011, Philly, Chickasaw, 2011, Denver, and a Denali, 2012, Philly. I pulled this Denver American Memorial Park just because it's in really nice shape. See if I can. A couple of nicks and dings on it, but it's really nice. And then our two proofs. We have our 1969S and our 1973S. All right, let me try to get the the finds pulled out here for the final wrap up, and I'll see you in a second. All right, this wrap up is pretty insane. There's a ton of finds here. So let's go through it. We had our 8 pictured rocks. Nothing crazy here. I think it's relatively higher mintage. But again, I just like the design. I don't find them that often. So I pulled those. A plethora of bicentennial Philly minted. We had 6 Denver minted bicentennials. And then our low mint coins. 2009 Virgin Islands, 2009 Mariana Islands, 2009 American Samoa, 2009 Puerto Rico, 2009 DC, 2010 Mount Hood, 2010 Yosemite, 2010 Yellowstone, and we have 2011 Glacier, 2011 Gettysburg, 2011 Olympic, 2011 Chickasaw, 2011 Vicksburg, 2012 Chaco Cultures, sorry Nate, 2012 Hawaii Volcanoes, 2012 Denali, 2012 Acadia. I gotta check the mintage on this one because I think it's really low. And we have our errors, this grease strike, which I think is a grease strike. I don't think it's deteriorated dye, but I could be wrong. The extra tree, our DDR windows, we had 2 of those. We have our 2005 In God We Rust. I think this was the 1982 with the die chip on the wing. Let me see. Yeah, die chip on the wing. We have our 2020, I believe it was, with that minor DDR, Salt River Bay. And then for our finds, we had this really nice 1984 Philly. This really nice 2019 American Memorial Park out of Denver. We have our proofs, 1969S, 1973S. We have our 2020 Tall Grass Prairies with the strike through. And 2021 Washington crossing the Delaware with the die chip over his hat. That one's really cool. Look at that. So all in all, that was a great hunt. No silver, no W's, but I'll take that any day. This is the stuff that I like to find. All right, everybody. If you enjoyed that hunt a third as much as I did, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, tap that like button, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.